Hello everyone, Joel Wright here from Devon Dice, and joining me again is
Isaac,
the boy wonder. Right, so we're going to do a review of this game.
Reef Route.
Reef Route, it's called.
Reef Route.
From Brain Games, and it's a kids game. As the back, five years upwards, 2 to 4 players, and it takes about 15 minutes to play.
I can play it then.
Yep, you can definitely play this one. This was provided as a review copy from Brain Games themselves. So let's take a look at how we play this, and then we'll come back to our thoughts later on, shall we? Yeah? So let's take a look at how you play Reef Route. Here I've kind of started setting up for a 3-player game of it. So we've got red, we've got green player, and we've got the blue player over the side here. Okay, so the circle discs here, just to remind each players what colour they are. We've got predators here that are defending the reef, designated by here, this line of chain. This is the reef end, and your fish are going to come in from this side of the board. So starting off, the youngest player will place out their first fish, and they have to place it in this column to start with. Then it goes around the board, and then each player places a fish out. Then they can keep going around, placing fish out, and they don't have to place at the front. They can place it at the back, anywhere they like, until all their fish has been put out. And then if there's any gaps at the front, then you use the colour. It's not being used to fill the gap. Now this is for a standard long game. You don't have to use full 4 fish. You can use 2 or 3 fish to make shorter games. And then you have a dice. Now starting with the youngest player again, they roll both dice. Okay, so this player has rolled a red, and this was blue, so he's rolled a red and he's rolled a blue. So now he has to move, and he can move in any order. So he can move his blue fish along one, and then he has to move, because it's not his colour, he has to move a fish forwards. So he has to move one forwards, he can't move it. Now if it was again, he rolled it this time, he rolled a blue, he can actually move his fish, blue, up and down one, or forward one. They can't go backwards. Now, on each dice, there is a predator. There's 2 predator symbols. So if they rolled a predator, and it's green's turn, he has to move the predators first. So they can move them 1 space forward, or they can move them up, or they can move them down. So it's the same as their fish. They have to move them first, and then they can move whatever fish it is. And because it's green's turn, he has to move the red forward. Can't move it up and down. Okay, and that's how it goes. It just keeps going on and on. So let's say it's red's turn again. It's his turn. And he's got to move the predator first. So he can actually move this predator up, which will eat this fish. He's out of the game. Okay? He doesn't want to move it forward because it'll eat his own fish. And that's it done. Now it's a blue's turn, and he has to move a blue forward. Okay? That's basically what happens. If a predator moves into a space with another fish, then they eat that fish and they're out of the game. The game ends when someone actually gets their fish off the end of the board. So the coral reef is here. This is just the line for the start of the predators. So as soon as someone gets their fish off the end of the board into the coral reef, they win the game. Or if they're the last one standing, because all the other fish have been eaten and they're the last one not to be eaten, then they win the game. That is as simple how you play the game. And that is Reef Route by Brain Games. Okay. That's how we play. Stop banging the table. So that's how we play, yeah? What were your thoughts, Izzy?
Of what?
Of this game?
Don't know.
You don't know. Well, to be honest, I'm not surprised. It's not... To us, it wasn't a fun game.
Why? Why wasn't it a fun game?
Because for both me and you,
Yeah.
I felt you got bored.
Yeah.
There wasn't much for you to do.
No.
You roll dice, you move one fish, and then that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you just have to wait for your next turn, and that's going to be boring.
Yeah. And you just basically, you just got bored, didn't you? And in the end, we were playing a game of how many fish we could eat. So we completely turned this game on its head, didn't we? And it was a competition of who could eat the most fish. So to us, there wasn't enough in here, even for Isaac, who's 6 years old, and he's not like a boy wonder games player. It was the simple fact that just not enough decisions for him to make, and he actually found more fun changing the rules how he wanted to play the game than actually playing the real rules. But that saying, this could be a good game for younger kids, younger families that don't have experience of playing these games. So that being said, instead of me just getting rid of this game, I'm going to actually donate this game to our local preschool for the kids there to see if they would find it more appetising and more fun to play, yeah?
And
So you're not too bothered about this, was you? You didn't want to come back to it at the end, did you? Where you going? You dropped one, did you? You weren't bothered about coming back and playing this again, were you?
No, it's because I forgot we had this game. I did.
Yeah, okay. But normally, if you like a game, you ask to play it again, don't you? Yeah? We've got lots of games on our shelves, and you always go back to your favourites, don't you? That's how I can tell that you like a game. Yeah? With this, we played it,
and we didn't like it.
We didn't.
Well, yeah, because I wanted to stop because I was getting bored of it.
You just didn't think about it again afterwards, did you?
No.
No, so that was a good indication that for Isaac, it wasn't a game for him. For other people, it might be. So that's our review of Reef Route.
That's not long.
Apologise, Brain Games. It just didn't hit the mark for us, did it?
No.
No.